Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal. Barcelona beat Getafe by 5 goals to 2 in the end. A large victory in the end of the night, a really impressive first half. We came out there knowing this was a vital game. The second half with the substitutes, the lack in concentration perhaps, we definitely dropped off and did suffer a bit towards the end, but some late goals mean it's 5-2 in the end for Barcelona. So without any further ado, let's get on with today's match review. And of course, let's start with Ronald Koeman's team selection. It was actually exactly as I predicted in my Barca Universal match preview for it. So Roberto came in there for Dest at right back. That was the only change from the Copa del Rey final. I thought Roberto perhaps struggled a bit without the ball. I saw a lot of people on social media not so happy with his display. But to be fair, I thought on the ball, he linked up quite well with the attackers. I thought on the night, as I said, we did start really sharply in that first half. And clearly the team that Koeman put out, it did work. But I'm just saying for future, I don't think this sort of team should be the sort of thing that Barcelona should be going for. You look at the team, you've got Alba there, Lenglet, Piqué, Roberto, Busquets. The same sort of guys that we've seen for a lot of years now. It's been great this season. We've been able to bleed so many new players in. For this game, he went clearly with the experience there. It did work for sure in that first half, to be fair, but just a side note from me, in general, we have got to be careful with that one. So let's begin then with that match action. And as I said, straight away from Barcelona, we looked hungry. We looked determined there to make a statement against Getafe. Getafe, by the way, lined up there with Kubo, Cucurella and Aleñá, all three players there. Cucurella and Aleñá were pretty quiet on the night. Kubo tried to get in the game a little bit, but certainly in that first half, he was thwarted down that left-hand side by Mingueza. But Barcelona, like I said, started sharp, and especially tonight, Messi, he was on real top form. About 2 minutes in, he walloped one off the crossbar, just bounced off the goal line there, didn't go in for Barcelona. But not long after that, he got the opening goal. Busquets there with a vintage cutting pass through the heart of the Getafe defence. Getafe played quite a high line all night there, and especially in that first half, guys, where we were on top form, we were able to get him behind. Messi gets in, it's Jenner there, who tries to pull him back, really, but Messi keeps on soldiering on, and he lashes it into the far top corner despite being off balance. David Sorian goal there gets a hand to it, but Messi came out there trying to drag Barcelona to the title, and he's got us a massive goal there to put us 1-0 up in this one. Not long after that though, guys, we did suffer a bit of a casualty. Mingueza went down there, Kubo nearly equalised actually immediately. He came in at the front post. It appeared that he actually studded Mingueza on the leg, and we've got to wait and see what the situation is with Mingueza. He got subbed off in the second half. But what happened here, guys, is Mingueza had to go off the pitch for a bit, and Barcelona were playing for 10 men. And what happened here, guys, is for me a bit of a shambles from Barcelona's point of view. We never really sorted out this situation. We tend to play with 10 men, for me, far too often. And here, guys, you know, we had Roberto there staying at right wing back and almost a gaping wound in the right centre back position. Getafe, clever as they were, exploited it. Cucurella drilled it in. Angel got a touch, and it went off Lenglet and into the back of the net. Lenglet not being able to catch a break. He had quite a good game again today in that first half, did Lenglet, but there picked up an early yellow card and conceded a goal there. And for Barcelona, it's a frustrating one. You know, Mingueza going off injured there. He came back on eventually, and he looks okay despite being subbed off later. But the way we dealt with us going down to 10 men there wasn't really ideal, and we just gifted Getafe a really cheap goal there to go on level terms. Thankfully for us, though, we did get a stroke of luck for ourselves. Not long after, actually, about 10 minutes after Getafe had equalised, we got back in front, and this really was a bizarre moment. This sort of goal has been seen quite rarely in football, to be fair, but it does happen once or twice over the last few years. I remember Trippier did it against Chelsea in a Chelsea-Tottenham game. It's essentially a mix-up between the goalkeeper and the defender. The ball comes back there, Pedri loses out, and it's essentially a chance for Getafe just, you know, either clear the ball, pass around the back or whatever, but the goalkeeper comes rushing out to try and get it. The defender clearly doesn't understand that situation. He's expecting Soria to stay in his goal. Xhaka then actually plays it back, and by then it's too late. You know, he's passed it into his own net. Soria can't get back. Barcelona can't believe their luck, really. We do get a big slice of luck there in the title race, to be fair. A really important goal in the game because, as I said, we had been pegged back there. But there we go. A bit of a stroke of luck for Barcelona, and we make it 2-1 to ourselves with that one. And pretty soon after, guys, we had the third. After that second one went in, it did look like we were really trying to turn on the heat there in that first half. You saw Griezmann go in, actually one-on-one. He just lost a bit of footing there, but not soon after, guys. It was a set piece, actually, that came out to the edge of the box. Lenglet gets his head to it, he stoops it, round the back for Messi, who lashes it first time on his right foot. Messi, by the way, guys, you know, we all know, the best player in the world, but again tonight, so good to watch, and especially in that first half, which I've said a lot now because, believe me, Barcelona were much better in the first period than the second, but Messi there lashes. I think Soria gets a touch to it onto the post. Messi follows it up, rolls it across the area, and it ends up in the back of the net there, just about trickling in the far post. So for Messi, for Barcelona, 3 goals there on the night, and it meant we were 3-1 up there within half an hour. Really good stuff. Getafe there, I thought they were going to be quite resolute. They were quite odd on the night. Maybe this is why they're 15th, guys. They've been resolute against Real and Atletico, but tonight they left gaps. They kind of let us in behind, and honestly, if we were playing better, we could have made it even more than 5-2. For the rest of the half, it was pretty much just domination from Barcelona, very quick passing, trying to keep Getafe out, nothing stupid. Not too many more chances, to be fair, and we went in at half-time there, 3-1, nice and comfortable after, for me, quite a good first half. But in that second half, guys, I think everything changed. A lot of changes there from Koeman, 2 at half-time, actually, and bringing off Longley and Piqué at half-time, for me, was a bit of a risk, and I'm not really sure I agreed with the way that we kind of treat this game as a friendly almost. You also saw Getafe there make quite a few changes. They wanted some fresh legs on there. But for Koeman, in a massive La Liga game, I'm not sure if I agree with just completely mixing up the team entirely. I agree with resting players and bringing young players in, of course, but taking off your 2 centre-backs at half-time, then taking off Sergi Roberto for Trincao at right wing-back, it just felt like we lost a bit of control there in the game. And you think you saw that in the second half. Absolutely nothing, really, from a Barcelona point of view. Very, very slow. We looked like we just wanted to hobble really across the line, get the 3-1 result. But we gave away a really silly penalty. ARAÚJO off the bench, one of those players who came on. A bit of a clumsy challenge. We're definitely still waiting, for ARAÚJO to rediscover his best level. A bit of a silly challenge. Very quickly, VAR tells the referee to stop play and give the penalty. Unal himself, the man who won the penalty, scores it, and all of a sudden, it's 3-2. All of a sudden, in a massive game that we had to win, we put ourselves in jeopardy. And for me, that comes from, well, not only the substitutes, sure, as I said, I don't think that's going to help when you're just chopping and changing, creating all sorts of weird lineups in crucial La Liga games when they're just not done yet, but also that mindset. I don't really know why we came out to the second half there and almost decided that the game was done. That was a bit weird. We saw that a lot actually under Setien, under Valverde, and that earlier on in the season certainly wasn't the case under Ronald Koeman. You get the feeling, I said it a while ago, after the Huesca game actually, where we were also up at half-time, that we just wanted to go into the second half and just mull things over. We didn't really want to impose ourselves in the game. We were quite happy there to rest, recover, hopefully, for the weekend. And we've got a big game, of course, and just take the 3 points. But it doesn't always work like that. Like I said, cheap penalty, Getafe goal, and all of a sudden they're back in the game. After that, guys, you could clearly see Ronald Koeman was not happy at all. He looked very animated on the touchline. I think he was getting frustrated with Trincao down the right-hand side. But to be honest, he brought him on there at right wing-back. So I suppose that's only him to blame for that one. He brought on Titi as well for Mingueza. Titi came on, to be fair, did his job, but as I said, it was a bit of a shambles, wasn't it? You had De Jong at right centre-back, ARAÚJO in the middle now, Titi on the left, Trincao at right wing-back, bit of chaos really in midfield, and also Pedri there, not able to get any rest again today, which was a bit irritating for Barcelona. And I will say on these last 20 minutes or so, we are kind of lucky that Getafe didn't really come for us. They were quite happy not to do too much attacking, which was quite weird. As I said, I was quite disappointed with Getafe on the night. They didn't really ever go for Barcelona, despite just being 1 goal behind at that stage. Thankfully for us, we kept it slow, but we did get the goals. ARAÚJO, who gave away the penalty, made up for it there with a really good header at the front post from a Messi corner. And later on there, guys, we had Griezmann winning himself a penalty. I think we all thought here Messi was going to take the penalty, get his hat-trick, but, such is the way that Lionel Messi is. He lets Griezmann take the penalty. Griezmann struggled on the night, but he lashes it into the corner off the post. And in the end, guys, ends 5-2 for Barcelona. So what was quite, a hobbled second half. A second half that didn't really leave much to be desired, to be fair. Barcelona do end up getting a really important 3 points. Of course, the first half was good. We looked dominant. We looked imposing. We made a few changes. The concentration dropped. And probably thankfully for us, guys, Getafe weren't really up for it either on the night. So we get away with it. We get quite a big victory in the end, quite weirdly. But at the end of the day, it's 5-2 for Barcelona. It's 1 down, 7 to go in La Liga. And of course, now we turn our thoughts to Villarreal on the weekend. So that is where I will wrap this one up. As always, leave any of your thoughts in the comments down below. A good win in the end for Barcelona. We know we come into these games and we have to win them. I accept a bit of pragmatism. I just feel, we're going to make things harder for ourselves if we keep doing that in the second half. There's no real need for it. I agree, you can drop the tempo. You can do a bit more passing for sure. You don't have to do crazy, basketball attacks. I agree with that. But at the same time, I don't really agree with going into the second half completely making loads of subs, changing the team, acting as if nothing matters, when clearly it does, guys. We only had a 2-goal lead. We need to keep our heads screwed on and make sure we get over the line. Like I said, Getafe kind of let us off there in that second half. So for Barcelona, we get the win. Leave your thoughts, and I'll be back very, very soon for some more videos, of course, on Barca Universal. Big game now coming up on the weekend. Like I said, just 7 more games to go in La Liga. If we win them all, we'll be champions. So on to Villarreal. That is a massive, massive game. Really tough away game there. And we have got to hope that Barcelona will be massively up for that one. I'll see you guys later. Until then, enjoy yourselves. Hopefully you enjoyed the victory. And good night.